world-class bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know, if you don't or aren't sure if you can get any higher, baby, just remember, it ain't Friday yet.
Well, it will be in like 2 hours and change, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Folks, do whatever you want. Get as high as you need to. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to entertain you tonight, twice this week. But we're not alone. Say hello to the Bombay bad boy himself, Big Rig Nick Utah.
Yes, glad to be here again this week to entertain you people and to give you the news. And, you know, I don't think a lot's changed, but some things have, and we're going to report on those today. So be prepared.
Yeah, I would argue that a ton of stuff has changed, that this is a full niche show. We don't even have to really reference last time. But we have to reference one last man. Say hello to American Ramrod, Coach Kendo Slice. And he's silent.
There we go. Say, glad to be here again on an actual Thursday night instead of that fake one we had a couple days ago. And I will not be reading The Hobbit this time because I ain't got it in me.
Me neither. But folks, if you missed our not St. Patty's Day, that was a long time ago. I shouldn't have a beer before the show. Anyway, our April Fool's Day episode was in full effect on Tuesday night. We replaced the High Council with a WCBS podcast. It's an official one, so go back if you haven't heard it. It is an officially numbered episode 438. We have everything that we normally do, except one feature, which was an April Fool's request, but it's back this week. And that feature is the Word of the Day from Troubles 08. Now, guys, our Word of the Day ties in with a very sad moment that's happened this past week. So a few hours after we went off the air on Tuesday night, word hit social media that Val Kilmer had passed away. Now, Dion, you were the first friend I thought of because Val Kilmer, we have talked about how much people in your family love Val Kilmer movies. And so I want to know what your initial thought was when you saw that Batman passed away.
I was very upset. Just side note, the stream broke up a little bit, so if I start doing the robot voice, hit me, and then I'll reload it. But yeah, I was very hurt. I messaged my sister right away, and then obviously shortly after was where we had the conversation in our Deadpool. But I was like, "Yo, dude, did you see?" And she goes, and she texts me back, "No, what?" I was like, "Man, Batman Doc Holliday just died." And she, my sister, as you said, our family, we are a Val Kilmer family. So what if he's a little difficult? That's our boy. But she was upset too, man. It was a staple. He was my favorite. He was my mother's favorite Batman. So, obviously, and then Tombstone. That's my favorite Western of all time. I mean, you guys know how many shows that we've had in internet land of how many times Kendo and I have thrown Tombstone references back and forth. Val Kilmer, we are a Val Kilmer family for sure. And that one hurt. It's a reminder that we are getting older and the man beat cancer. We got to see him in Maverick, but Father Time's undefeated.
Yeah, it was a surprising one too, because on the Tuesday show, we were talking about him. We were talking about how good of a job he did playing Jim Morrison. So now he's back in the news. But Kendo, Nick, anything you guys want to add to Val Kilmer in terms of your favorite movie, etc.?
One of my two of mine, but the one I first saw him in as a kid was The Saint. That was my first time seeing him because I think my mom watched the show and he's like, "Oh, this movie's coming out. Let's go watch it." And that's how I saw him. And then he was on throughout our childhood. He was in Top Gun. Obviously, he was in Real Geniuses. He was in Tombstone. He was in a bunch of things. So I mean, he's always been there.
I can finally
the
say
big one was Heat for us too.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I forgot Heat. I fucking love Heat.
Well, the one thing I can finally say is I've seen Tombstone now. I know everyone was like, "You never watched it. I watched it. That movie's fucking awesome." Kurt Russell's the best part of that movie. Yeah. But Dion, you'll be happy to know I finally saw Tombstone, so now I'm part of the tribe.
Good. good. I mean, it is one of those movies that when you have a very close friend who becomes, he's like, you get the forearm to forearm handshake. The one question and the one thing I always used against Jeff, if anything, motherfucker, why haven't you seen Tombstone?
And I love how you bring that up. You changed my whole perspective on Lethal Weapon, but we talk about how Tombstone's the one. I'd seen the Lethal Weapons before you, but you made me love them. So
Tombstone's a great movie.
Man.
That's seeing the Val Kilmer died. I mean, we kind of maybe sort of knew it was coming just because he got real sick like 10 years ago. Didn't do as much after that, and then getting him to be in Maverick was a bit tough because he wasn't doing so hot. And then news comes out that it happened. It definitely gave me pause. I was like, damn, Val Kilmer's gone. The dude's in like 3 of my top 6 or 7 favorite movies of all time. It's like, I can't think of a time where Val Kilmer wasn't in my life at some point. Like when I was really little with Top Gun, when I was, getting into middle school with Tombstone, and he was Batman in a Batman movie I wasn't too high on, but in retrospect, I've appreciated it more as I've gotten older. Batman and Robin will do that for you. And it's just, it sucks. It's like I said something to my dad a few years ago when some pop rock icon from when he was in high school, early 20s, they said he died. I was like, man, makes you feel pretty old, huh? When all the people that were big deals when you were young start going down, huh? And then now it's like, oh shit, Val Kilmer was a big deal when I was young, and now he's gone. So, yeah.
We still have Harrison
Circle
Ford.
of Life.
Damn.
So, folks, I'm reading a lot of people's comments. Let's see. Eric saw Batman Forever 3 times in the theater. I saw it a bunch on tape. Shitty Walk says R.I.P. Iceman.
Yep.
I just want to give a shout out to Shitty Walk.
Yep.
So much Val Kilmer love in the chat. Folks, we don't really have any... I think we have a commentary for Batman Forever in the Patreon, but we have Real Genius for sure. I know we did that one.
We've done that. We should. I mean, I would love to do Top Secret. That'd be fun.
Look, after we talk about another movie from Zucker and Zucker, I'm definitely down.
Yeah. Top Secret, or we should at least do Heat. I think Heat would be like fun as hell to do.
I have the Heat 2 novel in my living room.
Oh, nice.
Folks, follow me on Twitter. You can see my bookshelf has tons of great novels and Beavis and Butthead dolls.
I forgot he did Red Planet. That was a pretty good movie too. Shit.
Yep.
Let's not watch The Island of Dr. Moreau. That movie is not that good. They can't all be winners.
I've tried that one once. I couldn't do it.
Which movie was that?
The Island of Dr.
Him and
Moreau.
Marlon Brando when he's a psycho.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
When is
he was getting
Brando
his wife divorced him? They were going through a divorce during that movie or something. So he was already jacked up, and then he's Val Kilmer, and he wore through a lot of people's patience.
Well, 2 things. Number one, the fact that Marlon Brando calls somebody difficult to work with is either A, rich, or B, you're really, fucking off the reservation that day at work, or 2, he's also Val Kilmer was a very method actor, and to the point where there's people that have worked with him and there's a very famous Michael Biehn, very famous quote from him when they asked him about working with Val Kilmer, to which he responds with something to the effect of, I don't know. I've never met him. I've met Doc Holliday, but I've never met Val Kilmer. So
yeah,
that just some actors. Look, the guy was Juilliard trained. He was like the youngest Juilliard, person ever in history. So maybe he earned his way into being, a little bit of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on the set, but who knows? Tom Cruise has also been called difficult to work with before, and everyone's like, "What? Tom Cruise? No, he isn't."
Well, he's difficult to work with, Kenda, because he's a foot shorter than everybody else, so they hurt their neck looking down at the little guy.
See, now that's just not fair. He's not that short. He's only like 5. He's like 5'6" or 7, but that's not that short.
Oh God, let's see how.
I mean, I was taller than him in kindergarten, but hey, who's judging him? Me, I'm judging.
Jeff, you were born that tall. Calm down.
That is true.
I
was like the Terminator. I just kind of came out of this like electronic pod looking thing and stood up.
Yeah,
and
he is. Okay, according to Google, he's 5'7".
Yeah, see, and like Willem Dafoe, he's only like 5'8" or 5'9", unless he's standing with his third leg, then he's like 6'8".
Hey, that's Terry. That's not Terry Bollea, brother.
You're right, it's Willem Dafoe.
Well, folks, if you want to hear Kendo's third leg ranking system, don't join our Patreon because it's not there.
No, because I'm not talking about it. I'm just basing it off of what I've read.
I know. That's right about William Dafoe. It's such a weird story.
Well, let's move on. The word of the day is huckleberry. Huckleberry forever. Huckleberry heat. Huckleberry and pie. Huckleberry horizon and a fistful of huckleberry.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Huckleberries.
Dude, where's my huckleberry?
Divine Secrets of the Huckleberry Sisterhood. There you go.
The Huckleberry.
Huckleberry Sisterhood. I want to watch that movie, Kendo.
Huckleberry Tub Time Machine. Or Hot
Brokeback-
Huckleberry Time Machine. There you go.
Brokeback Huckleberry.
Thin Red Huckleberry.
Huckleberry Mountain would be better. I'd rather watch that movie.
I'm sure you
Huckleberry
would.
Dawn.
I'm sure you would.
No Huckleberries barred.
No huckleberries for old men.
God.
There will be Huckleberry.
Oh man, people in the chat are very excited.
Huckleberry. Oh no, that's too soon. I can't do that one.
What? Instead of Rust, it's just Huckleberry?
No, it was. I saw Shaun of the Dead, and I was like Huckleberry of the Dead, and I was like, it's too soon.
Well, if you were making fun of Val Kilmer, then I would agree. It's only been a day, but let's just blame Shrebels 08.
The Adventures of Huckleberry. Wait, no, that one already exists.
How about The Adventures of Huckleberry Nash? That just sounds horrible.
I feel like it's probably just as bad as the original, but not as good as Attack of the 50-Foot Huckleberry.
Yeah. I prefer Attack of the Killer Huckleberry myself, but
Hey, Godzilla versus Huckleberry. I'd watch that.
Does he like cook it with his atomic breath at the end to make a big pie?
He could. Or the Huckleberry fights back. He like
The Huckleberry Strikes
Godzilla
Back
goes,
would be a great movie.
There you go.
Just people in the chat that are clicking in, they're like, "What are you guys talking about fruit for? It's 9:17."
We are talking about Huckleberries.
That would be Buffalo Jeff Huckleberry around here. We don't know Buffalo Bill around these parts. Don't worry, Dion. We're not gonna talk to Buffalo Jeff tonight. But let's do what we always do here on the show. Let's hit some of our segments. So, folks, we have for you a little something a little different, because we do our fake news headlines, and we have fun with those. But since we did one on Tuesday, I thought I'd give you a chance to play along at home with us if we try to figure out fact or fiction, bullshit edition, which one of these headlines are real. And I even have a final one for you guys that's not on this game. So let's reject all these cookies and let's play this game. Can you tell if these headlines are April Fools or true stories? All right. So let me show this screen and we will start. So this year, I didn't really partake in many April Fool's jokes. I was just burnt out by the idea of trying to troll people, because I already beat everybody April Fool's last week with that Sarah Connor tweet about Jennifer Lawrence, the action star. Like, that thing blew up.
God, everybody did not understand the joke.
Right over their heads.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to make fun of them, because some people just think everything they read on the internet is true. Thankfully, we're not one of those people, or else I'd believe that the Earth is flat and there's a Super Saiyan 27 Goku coming out really soon.
And there's an ice wall, keeping us all in.
Yes, that's exactly how it works, Game of Thrones style. So let's see how good you guys are at separating these true stories. Let's see. The first one, small AI robot orders bigger robots to come home. Is this a true story or an April Fool's story?
I'm gonna say it's true.
I vote real.
Dion?
I'm gonna say fake.
All right, I was gonna guess real, so we'll vote as that as the group. Correct. It is a real story.
Oh, that's terrifying. Thanks for that.
There have been plenty
Well,
of
I'm telling you,
stories.
this giving the robots the ability to be smart and think for themselves is a bad idea.
I agree.
This is further proof because they are now able to give each other orders.
It took place in a showroom in Shanghai. So Chinese robots are telling the other ones to go home. That's what's up. So we have another one here. Aldi. Kendo, you're an excited Aldi shopper. Aldi to start to sell haggis-flavored ice cream. Real or fake?
That's got to be fake.
That's got to be fake.
Yeah.
Fake.
Yeah.
That's fake.
Correct. Ugh. Hey, here we go. Real or fake? A new color of cat has been discovered.
Fake.
True. I'll say it's true. I'll say true.
All right, so it's the majority. I will go with the real story. That is correct. A team of researchers in Finland said last year it had discovered a rare new color of a cat known as a salmiak, or a salty licorice, changing the scientists' understanding of the cat's color genetics.
Interesting.
You're a salt. Oh, that's how we should dig on people. You're a salty licorice. That's like a new burn. It makes no sense, but
what is it? 1955? Calm down, Jeff.
It's like 1998 Britain. Okay, don't be a salty licorice. Here's one. Australian police introduced sausage dog squad. True or false?
False.
I'm gonna say it's true because they're using it for something that it's harder to get the police dogs into, like the German Shepherds and stuff. So I'm gonna go with true.
Well, we did have two fakes, so we're gonna go with that. And correct, it is not real. They've used German Shepherds and Labradors. Yeah, sorry, Kendo. And here's our final one. Deluxe launches scratch and sniff paint line. Was this an April Fool's joke or a genuine story?
I'm gonna say it's April Fool's. It's not true. It's fake.
I'm gonna say it's real because they do make stuff that you can put into your paint to make it smell for a while.
Dion, what'd you say?
Fake.
So we have two fakes and a real. Yeah, correct. Plenty of paint colors are named after foods. And then I wish this one. Oh, wait, there is another one. Airport issues 3-minute cap on farewell hugs. True or false?
That's true. False.
True. I'm gonna say it's true because airports are like North Korea. There are weird rules and shit that you got to follow.
Dion, you get to be the deciding factor.
I'm gonna say it's fake.
All right, so two fakes and a real. Incorrect. It's a true story. The airport in New Zealand introduced a 3-minute hug limit on goodbye hugs and a drop-off zone to lower congestion.
Yep.
What are they doing? Are they going to be standing out there with a fucking stopwatch?
Yeah. Hey,
yo,
it's time. Get the hell out.
Knock it off, man. Hey, it's been 3 minutes already. Let's go.
I'll stop if Eric Bischoff comes out and tells me it's been 3 minutes too long. Then I'll back the fuck off. I know what happens after that. All right, boys, two more. Coca-Cola launches avocado flavor for millennials. Real or fake?
Real.
That's gotta be
believe
fake.
yeah, real.
Fake.
Two reals and a fake? Okay. That is fake. April Fool's. Along with sourdough and charcoal flavored avocado, Coke Zero was indeed an April Fool's joke in 2018. And finally, Chinese zoo forced to deny real bear is not bear in man suit. Real or fake?
That's real.
That's real.
That's gotta be real.
Sounds very
bizarre
China.
but true. Hongzhou Zoo was forced to issue a statement in August of 2023 after footage went viral showing one of its Mayan shug bears named Angela standing on her hind legs in a rather human-like manner. All right, we got 6 out of 8. So
I'm
there you
not
go,
positive, but I feel like there was a Chinese zoo that there was a story out about them within the last half decade or so where they were accused of spray painting bears and things different ways to make them look like other types of bears, and they got called out for that or something like that because it was something to do with like sun bears or something like that. They painted like a raccoon or something like that up to make it look like a sun bear. I could be wrong, but I swear I read
That's a very Chinese thing.
It's
a very Chinese thing.
Something.
Yeah, it was like it was nowhere near April Fool's either, but there was like they spray painted dogs. That's what it was. I was like, they spray painted dogs to make them look like sun bears to put in their zoo.
That's what it was. Yeah. Because I remember hearing about it. I was just like, yeah, that's a very Chinese thing that they would do. Because they just don't care at all
about anything.
No,
about anything. Just nothing.
Good old China.
My cousin, I don't know how to phrase this without sounding bougie, but he bought a factory in China, and he told me what China's really like. And
he bought a factory. Yeah, try not to sound bougie.
Okay, well, have him send me a car, would you?
He's generous. He's not that generous, but yeah, he tells us. He told me what China's really
or no Reiki China.
No
Reiki.
No, dude, no. China's no.
He's like, they brought us out a turtle that we had to eat.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's the face he made, Kendo. He's like, yeah, he lost a bunch of. He's a skinny guy, but he lost like 25 pounds on this trip to China because he's like, I can't eat the food. It's not like you think it is. So,
no, it's not like the Chinese shop down the road from you. No, it's incredibly different. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind some Chinese food from down the street because it's a good place.
Yeah, that's better than probably what you're gonna have. What you're gonna get in China anyways. So.
It's also like a $40 Chinese restaurant. Like, that's expensive for Chinese food. I'm used to like $12.95. We get an egg roll and everything, and a lunch special with a soda.
Yep.
The wife keeps wanting to go to what PF Chang's. Every time like we go someplace and she sees PF Chang's, I want to try that. And I'm like, why? It's just overpriced Chinese food. I was like,
Kendo,
we can get it better someplace else.
Get her the frozen food PF Chang's and say, hey, honey, I got a treat for you tonight. Pull out like a bag of the lo mein.
Look, we have PF Chang's. But I always tell her, I'm like, no, there's way better places like the Japanese steakhouse we like to go to, which is, funnily enough, it's called OOHJAH. So it looks like oh yeah. And I'm like, they did that on purpose.
They did.
No way.
That's a very Vegas thing.
It's like, oh yeah, Japanese steakhouse, but it's actually really, really good. It's one by her work that we.
You should just take her to PF Chang's so she can see how underwhelming it is, and then she'll never ask to go back.
Maybe, and I think it's because like every time she's been to PF Chang's or has been past. No, okay. Every time she's been past one, it's usually like how they got like kind of fancy with like the stone sculpture horses and stuff. I think she's under the impression that this is some like highfalutin Chinese place, and I've had to keep telling her, I'm like, I've been to PF Chang's. It's not that fancy.
Buddy, you live in Vegas. Like there are really nice restaurants all the way. I'm sure there's a bunch of Chinese buffets that are really nice too.
There might be, but I refuse to go to buffets if I can avoid it. Usually that is just like a self-punishment type thing where I'm just like, I'm feeling miserable about myself. I'm just going to go to the buffet. But that hasn't happened in like 5 years.
You should, if you're ever in Cincinnati, come to the one with me over here because everything's fresh and they have hibachi grill. And I can't say no to hibachi grill. So
see, that could work out a little bit better. But yeah, no, we got way better restaurants. There's ramen restaurants. There's Vietnamese places. There's one that opened up down the street, or I mean, it may have been open before we moved over here. But I love that one because they actually sell banh mi's.
Oh, nice.
Those are awesome. And it's like $10, but it's like a big, fucking baguette with plenty of shit on the inside of it and all the fixings that you put in there and everything. Dude, I can crush one of those and be a happy person.
Oh yeah. There's a place near me that had it, and like they're surprisingly cheap and they're really good. Like I was very shocked.
Last week Dion got hungry and ordered Chinese. Which bullshitter will get hungry and order? Oh, sorry, he ordered Jimmy John's. Who's going to order Chinese this week?
Jimmy John's.
Is it going to be me? Am I going to order from? I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant because then you'll figure out where I live.
It's not going to be me.
Man. I went out to dinner. I'm not hungry.
I don't really have to order that. I could just like send a message downstairs that says, "Hey, can you make this?" And she'll make it. And I'm like, "Hey, look, I got Asian food."
Do you have any egg rolls? I have egg rolls if you want to come over. And
we have sort of like egg rolls. They're called lumpia. It's the Filipino version of egg rolls. And we have egg roll wrappers in the freezer, so it wouldn't be too hard to say, "Hey, make me an egg roll," because we have cabbage and carrots, everything that you need for an egg roll.
Yeah, I'm stopping over to your house for egg rolls and WrestleMania.
If you are, just all you gotta do is tell me when, and I'll be like, "Hey, Jeff's coming by. Make some, shit." She'll do it.
Like, I've always wanted to have a situation, and not at a buffet because the egg rolls usually suck, where just their egg rolls are presented to me and they're too many to eat. Because it's always like you get one or two and you're like, maybe one more. But I've never had the option. That's all I want is the option for more egg rolls. But Nick, it used to be toaster scramblers. Then one day during a drunken party at my college girlfriend's apartment, Dion was there. I just bought 2 cases of them and I made them all at once. And I brought platters of toaster scramblers out, and it was glorious.
Yeah, you've told us this. You told us this story in private.
It was a delicious story. Now, let's do trailer talk, folks. The segment on the show where we talk about a new trailer that drops each and every week. It's kind of self-explanatory, so I don't know why I told you that. But this week we're talking about a movie reboot called The Naked Gun. Now, The Naked Gun is from 1988, I believe. It starred Leslie Nielsen, one of the Presleys, and a bunch of other great actors like O.J. Simpson, Priscilla Presley. So everything gets remade, everything gets rebooted, and everything usually sucks. But I watched this trailer today and actually laughed out loud at 2 different occasions. So color me not as concerned and kind of interested. What did you guys think of this trailer?
Pretty much the same. I was very much like, oh, this is gonna suck. Here we go again. But the trailer actually made me giggle a couple times as well, man. I cautiously optimistic about one, especially the specific joke that they made in the trailer. So, and then hey, being reminded that Liam Neeson is in fact funny when he wants to be, in certain situations. And I was like, I might have to check this out.
Kendo, what did you think of the O.J. Simpson joke? Because when I saw that, I just thought, Kendo, I got to hear his take on this fucking joke.
I appreciated it. As you guys know, love the Naked Gun movies. I've got the box set. I watch them regularly. It is something that I enjoyed because the comedy in it is just perfect. It's screwball and slapstick, but it also, there's some dialogue jokes that you have to catch every now and then. Fond memories of watching them with my grandfather, and even fonder memories of watching O.J. Simpson as a kid, thinking that guy is great. I bet he's awesome. He'll never do anything that anybody will ever dislike him for in his life. And then, this, I saw before I watched the trailer, I'm like, I like Liam Neeson. I enjoy The Naked Gun. I don't think The Naked Gun can work in 2025 because of the sensitivities of the people out there, but maybe, just maybe. And I was pleasantly surprised. I'm cautiously optimistic. I enjoy Liam Neeson. And the part where the people are taking over the bank, I'm like, oh man, this is like a serious film. And then the little girl walks in and pulls the mask off, and Liam Neeson proceeds to stab some dude with a lollipop stick. I'm like, I'm sold. I'm in. This is great. I want this movie.
Yeah, when he pulled off the mask and then grew. I started laughing. So I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, that is a Naked Gun gag. That is that type of gag you would find in this movie. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciated the OJ reference too.
I normally am the first one to say, we need to make new shit and this and that, and I'm all about that. It was such a good joke, Dion. Like, how could you not love it? But
it was. It really was.
But because this is not a remake, but a long form sequel, I feel vastly different about it because he's Frank Drebin Jr. He's not trying to replace Leslie Nielsen, and it looks so self-aware that it reminds me of 21 Jump Street. So, like, this comes out in August. This is a day one watch.
This comes out in August. Seriously. Wow, that's not too far away.
No,
yeah, no, I will be going out of my way to see this one in the theater.
Yeah, this might be something we have to watch for the show that Thursday. Honestly,
why don't we just do commentaries for all the Naked Guns and put them up on Patreon?
Damn it, Jeff! Don't you dare threaten me with that type of good time.
Kendo, write it down. We're doing it.
When this was announced and it was Liam Neeson doing Naked Gun, I was like, okay, you have my curiosity and attention. Like, I'm ready for this, because like I love the guy. He's funny, and he's done some skits where he's trying to be serious and funny, and like he's killed him. He's done a really good job. So when this trailer came out and I saw it, I was like you, Jeff. I laughed at the exact same parts that they did, but hopefully, I hope the movie is a little offensive and is a little fun and is not doesn't hold too many punches back, because we need that now. We badly need that now.
The guy from The Lonely Island, not Andy Samberg, but Akiva Schaffer, I think is his name, is directing it, and he wrote it. And then, Seth MacFarlane is also the producer, which I don't... Didn't Seth MacFarlane also produce the Ted television show, which I thought was great? Like, I thought that TV show was
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So, yeah, that's... It's odd that this is something I didn't want, but now that I've seen what it is, I want it. So we'll review it in 4 months.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, I agree with you when you said it's more of a legacy sequel, which is good. They're not replacing, Leslie Nielsen, which is important because that man did a bunch of funny and good shit. So
yes,
I'm glad that he's like, Frank Drebin Jr. Sometimes I thought I was like, all right, we're good.
The only way this would make me even more optimistically feeling good about it and more wanting to see it now more than ever would be if it was called Naked Gun 44 1/4. That's the only way I would. I would be like, I'd be like, you are doing it correctly. This is awesome. You are definitely in on the gag. I enjoy this. But hey, you know what, Nick? This could be like a Dragnet type situation.
Ooh.
The movie knew what it was. It was self-aware enough of what it was, made some jokes at its own expense, and Dragnet's a fantastic movie. It's a legacy sequel to a TV show.
Dragnet's one of my favorites. I love that movie so much. It's so much fun. Yeah, I do hope this is, the trailer's been positive, the trailer's been good. We were on the fence, but I think it's given us hope in a positive direction. So I think I hope it does good. I hope it is good. I hope it doesn't let us down.
That's how I feel. I just, I want to be entertained. I want to laugh.
Yeah, just don't let us down. Don't let us down, please.
Hey, it's a Liam Neeson movie. I have faith, because when has Liam Neeson steered us wrong ever?
That's also a good point.
He even makes his part in episode 1 work. So yeah, you're right. When has he ever steered us wrong?
Yeah,
Rob Roy.
I dare you to point out a bad Liam Neeson movie. I mean, I'm sure they exist. You might. Okay, how about this? You can't say Love Actually, because that's not everybody's cup of tea. But overall, it's not a bad movie. I watched it once because it was a Liam Neeson movie. I'm like, I don't need to watch this ever again. But, it wasn't a bad movie. It's just not my thing. I'm not a big rom-com person.
Same, Kendo. I saw it once at a Christmas thing, and it was what it was. It was saccharine and charming at the same time, and I'll never watch it again. I got the story, Fucking Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead holds up his little sign. You got the chick from Pirates of the Caribbean and Hugh Grant. What more do you need? So, Dion, how many times do you guys watch it around the holidays? Is that like a once-a-year movie for you, or like a once-a-decade movie?
It's about a once-a-year movie. I've been lucky at, I've gotten away with skirting around it here. I always see it in chunks, obviously. But yeah, that's one of Hillary's favorite, romantic movies in general. It's on that list of, sometimes your boy gets suckered into having to deal with that damn movie.
Well, you're a good man. It really isn't that terrible. This is just more of like I don't want to watch this movie, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
also,
I
heart Huckabees.
Oh God. Also,
right.
I do like looking at his filmography. Look, him in the Lego Movie was hilarious as well.
Looking at the filmography, Dion, did you see that Cody Rhodes is in this fucking movie?
Yeah,
I did.
That's
weird.
Also Pamela Anderson, and let's see, Busta Rhymes. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, it'll be good in August. I'm excited.
Yeah, I really hope Busta Rhymes says "trick or treat, motherfucker" again, because that'll be funny.
I mean, anything to do a callback to your favorite movie, Nick, right?
Yep.
That movie is, it's only 23 years old this year. You want to celebrate its 23rd anniversary in October?
Sure.
We can
talk shit about it.
Every day for the first 23 days of October, we have an hour-long discussion about Halloween Resurrection and all of its wonderful parts. No, that's not happening, folks. No. That's a joke. That's not world class. All right, so Dion, while Nick, kind of stepped away for a minute, would you care to tell us about the Minecraft movie? Now, before you start, I gotta say this, folks. I attempted to go see this movie. The original title of tonight's episode was "Mother Nature Spared Me from Seeing the Minecraft Movie" because we had a weather pattern last night that knocked out a ton of electricity in my area, and so all day long the Regal website would not load, and I just thought, well, websites go down, it's no big deal. I tried calling them, no answer. I thought, they're busy, only a couple people working the day. So I drive my ass to the movie theater, and the exit has no stoplight, and I go, oh, this is an inconvenience. And then I drive past the UDF and I see, oh, there's no power at the UDF. Oh, the McDonald's is closed. Oh, the movie theater's closed. So I just went home. So I didn't have to see this piece of shit. But Dion, being the good father, husband, and friend, has sacrificed his hour and 47 minutes to go see the Minecraft movie. And well, Dion, the floor is yours, my friend. How was the Minecraft movie?
Officially, as gloriously as I was led in to this segment, I will say that without a doubt, overall, it wasn't that bad. I was. Don't get me wrong. This movie has a lot of implications about where we're going with the film, and that is still very concerning. That being said, in terms of this generation's, what was that soccer movie, the Disney movie, Big Green?
Big Green?
Yeah, this is this generation's The Big Green. It's imagine if we were kids and The Big Green had a major film budget, that would be this movie overall. So it wasn't I didn't want to get up and walk out. That being said, too, that being said, it is very much for the kids of 2025. It is very much for the kids of 2025. It's very much a kids movie where the dialogue is very simple. It is a movie born, bred, and determined to be, hey, your kids like this shit, and you're bringing them to see it, and it has a beginning, middle, of an end, and you'll chuckle a couple times. They had some. There are moments where you're like, oh, this is an actual film, but yeah, it had all the cheap pops. And in a couple cases, it worked. But there are definitely moments where you're like, yo, if I didn't have a kid, I wouldn't be seeing this movie. unless you were morbidly curious and you were like, yo, screw it. Me and Boothang was drinking, having some California shots, and we said, blanket chip, let's go see the Minecraft movie.
There it is.
And it wouldn't be that bad.
I was prepared for the California shots. Like I got denied the movie.
I feel if it was just you and your wife, you guys would go see like Death of a Unicorn or maybe like The Woman in the Yard or something.
Nah, man, they'd go see A Working Man.
The Working Man.
We already
that movie kicked ass.
We already saw that. We saw that shit.
That was good.
Or that, and yeah, I doubt. Really liked it. Yeah, I doubt you waste your time on Minecraft the movie.
It is a commercial. It is a commercial, but you can whenever, especially when we had the conversation a couple of weeks ago, when as it often does because of the importance of it to us and pop culture in general, Star Wars came up, and I made the comment, yo, the egregious stuff isn't with them going off the reservation. It's that they know how to make a good movie. And Minecraft is a perfect example of that. Especially studios that have, the ability to pick a director to make a movie you can sit down and watch for an hour and 40 minutes. They have that ability. And it had a beginning, it had a middle, and it had an end. And the stuff that they sprinkled in, they had just enough to keep you invested. This was Disney's Robinson Crusoe, where when you get older, you're like, damn, this ain't a great movie, but you get why it gets kids' attention, especially with it being Minecraft. It doesn't take itself too seriously at all, especially in terms of how they explain the whole thing. They literally just have Jack Black say it in the beginning of the movie, and then the movie starts. And in the theater we were in, none of those kids gave a fuck. They giggled at all the jokes they were supposed to, and a couple of them were good jokes. So yeah, man, it is whenever we get mad about things like Rise of Skywalker, whenever we get mad about things like Madam Web, whenever you get mad about movies that you can tell the studio lost their damn mind, look at Minecraft. It is a very expensive weekend for people who know how to make movies.
What in regards to Borderlands, the other Jack Black video game classic, is this better than Borderlands? And if so, how much better?
It is way better than Borderlands. It is.
Oh my God.
Borderlands was, whenever you have different types of movies on different properties. So Borderlands to Minecraft is it's the Max Payne movie to the recent Dungeons and Dragons. Like, when a production, they're there to make a movie. And Borderlands very clearly was, 2K was smoking weed with a Russian escort sitting in their lap, just saying, yeah, just get Cate Blanchett to show up and have some computer shit in it. Whereas Minecraft was like, yo, we're bringing in Jack Black, we're bringing in Jason Momoa, and then we're bringing in these two vanilla white people, and we're gonna make a movie, and it needs to make sense. It is. I can't remember the studio that is essentially Microsoft Studio. It's in the
Mojo?
Shoot. I just saw a movie, but that you can tell the difference where it was. With Borderlands, they were trying to just take our money, and they were like, "Give me your money, beat it, kid." Where Minecraft was like, "We want you to bring your kids, and we'll actually make it. We'll actually make you chuckle at some stuff. Don't take the Jack Black stuff too seriously." That you could tell. You could tell where he is the same dude in both movies, though. It is.
Oh God,
Jack Black. Jack Black is Mandy Moore now. He, every time he's in something, he's got to sing. He's got to do his juck and jive thing. He does the and then those are my kickoos, and then I have to grab my baboo, and oh man, I gotta grab that's my water. That he just does that now, and it is very annoying. He's still annoying in this movie, but the movie around him.
So he's like John Cusack, where it's the same dude and everything.
Yep. He is Jack Black now. The Jack Black. We are gonna, if he happens to do a serious movie, we're gonna be able to tell the difference, because this dude hit repeat. This would have been if he made a clone of himself and just sent it to this movie to get it made. This was it, because he just hit all the Jack Black notes the same, and you're like, yeah, that's kind of annoying.
I mean, his best performance was when he was playing a Jamaican man, and I Still Know You Last Summer. That was his best performance.
That was a good one, Nick.
To this day.
I would argue his repressed homosexual and Saving Silverman was actually funnier.
That was pretty funny.
Or a good movie.
Or his pleading for mercy from Bruce Willis in The Jackal.
I'll give you The Jackal. He gets his arm blown off by the railgun.
Yes, he does.
You're gonna bleed out. Why are you begging? Just fucking accept your fate, Jack Black. You're dead.
See, I told you the gun was off.
Oops, my bad.
Oh man,
I love Bruce Willis. He's the best.
He is.
He's the man.
Dion, I just want to thank you for doing a couple things. One, for taking the bullet for us on this subject. I didn't want to be that creepy guy going into this movie, like, at all. I was like, I don't know. Is this worth the joke for the channel? Like going to see the Minecraft movie, or would people look at me like, "What's your problem?" So, thank you, because you have a family, so it's normal for you. I don't like Minecraft.
Right.
I tried it when it was brand
I
new.
get infiltrated.
Yeah, see, that's why we're world class, folks. We got the best of everything. We can use Kendo's credit score, Nick's know-how, Dion's infiltration skills, and my never shutting up. And there we go. We're in anywhere we want to be. Like I tell you guys, if you wear a suit, you can walk in any door. If you listen to this podcast, you can walk in any door because we are the epitome of pop culture. Anything else you guys want to say about Minecraft? I'm happy to move on to our next subject.
Anything else?
All right.
Do we want to watch paint dry? I mean, that'd be more entertaining. I feel like.
No, but I do have something that's entertaining. Let's check in with the audience. So, our friend John Thomas says, "A wop babalooba, a wop bam boom. R.I.P. Iceman."
Indeed.
Was that a good little Richard impression?
It's pretty good.
I've never tried, Dion. It was my first time. The night of. Give me a props, dude. All right, you do it better.
Huh?
You do it better.
Do what better?
Oh,
Richard,
no! I
wop,
was
babaloo,
playing
bop,
pretend. I was playing pretend. Oh, do what better? Whatever, man. Come on.
Pussy.
Yeah, all of a sudden he acts like old Dion. I'm sorry, what'd you say? I can't hear you. Speaking of my good ear.
Wait, are you 30 years in the future? Do you not understand what I'm saying anymore, man?
What was that, baby? What was that, baby? No, yeah, I'll be right there.
Is
See,
that why
there
we
it
don't
is.
watch Beverly Hills Cop 4 anymore? All right. Sadly, some of these popped out of order. Like something from 908 is above something from 835. So, folks, I'm going to read all these. I apologize if they're not in the exact order that you sent them in. Our friend Enrique Vasquez says, there was a guest on the side scrollers that ate monkey brains when he was little. Ugh. Get this. They thought the brain would make him smarter. Also, the monkey was alive. Ew.
What the fuck?
China.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That sounds like China. Sounds like something they would do. I mean, I remember it being the Faces of Death movie as well.
Oh, God. Did you see they were selling that at Walmart of all places recently?
Yeah, they're selling it at Walmart.
It got pulled from the shelves, but they had a Walmart exclusive edition of the Faces of Death.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. That's the thing we had to sneak into like the fucking tapes underneath all of them and be like, oh yeah, mom, it's a new horror movie that we want to watch, and like you had to bring your friends over and watch it, and like who would cringe first or throw up first or whatever. Like that's the game you played when you watched Faces of Death, when we were younger.
Dude,
is it bad that when we watched Faces of Death, I wasn't overly impressed or happy to watch the animals being killed scene, but I was totally cool with watching people getting blown away doing stupid
yeah,
shit.
Of course, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not. The older I get, I've always been, cool with animals, but like the older I get, I'm like, I was playing Assassin's Creed, I'm like, am I gonna hunt this deer? No, but I'm gonna axe this dude in the head. I'm gonna let the animal go.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to me.
Dude, all I've been doing is playing Red Dead and stealing stagecoaches and robbing trains and shit. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Yeah. I mean, Assassin's Creed 3, I think that's the one Jeff was playing probably. I had a rough time with that game too. Oh, you're playing Valhalla? Okay, because you're talking about axing the deers because you use an axe like a tomahawk in that one. I just ran around just killing redcoats. I don't know what it was, but I mean, that's all I want to do.
You're trying to take back the country for your Native American heritage. I respect that.
Yeah, because he's an Appalachian American.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
It's funny. I was watching something earlier today. It was a free documentary about the Battle of Shiloh in the American Civil War. And they were talking about the Western Theater and how it was west of the Smoky Mountains and, the Tennessee region. I'm like, that's funny. I'm not from the South, but I know who is. Sorry, your side lost, Nick.
Dude, I'm South Asian. You're getting confused again. It's okay. You're old. It's fine. It happens.
South. Brian Lape.
Yeah, I know. Plus, I wasn't alive during the Civil War. I don't know why you're pointing that at me. That's weird.
Folks, don't believe Nick. Nick is actually an undead ghost. That is why Nick is actually an evil deity that Dion and I pissed off one night when we were drinking in Michigan. We found our way on this golf course behind the apartment, and we summoned the deity Nick. So that's why we put him on the show and put him in the comic books to appease his sense of majesty. So That is why Stealing Solo 2 is in production. Because if I don't, he'll kill the whole world. This is a fucking H.P. Lovecraft story, okay? This isn't like, hey, the guy gets mad at his friend. It's like, no, Nick will consume all of your soul. So I'm doing this for... He heard the truth. He knows.
That's what it sounded like.
I'm so sorry, Kendo. I did not mean to break the illusion for your child, but he needs to know the power of Nick and the power he has over all of us.
Oh,
Folks,
God. Jeff
so
needs to quit drinking before the show.
Either way, you know what, Nick? I feel bad for you that your side lost. Sorry.
What side?
The Colonel.
Like KFC?
Yes. Mason Dixon
We all
the South.
won with KFC.
Okay, sure, why not? Yeah.
Enrique,
I love a good bucket.
Thank you very much for the Monkey Brain super chat. Georgian says, watching the Nintendo Direct. Oh, cool! IO Interactive showing the James Bond trailer. This was my reaction because I watched that whole thing live. I'm sitting there watching it, not impressed. I'll tell this story in a moment. But that Bond music hit, and I went, oh, here we go. Let's see what it looks like. And then it was the exact same trailer from 4 years ago. Yeah, that was my reaction too. I was so pumped. I was like, fucking finally. But then Georgian, after the end of the Nintendo Direct, I went, well, I'm going to get that for my Xbox because I'm not going to bury the lead with that story. We'll talk about that in a moment. But thank you, Georgian, for also being a member as well as a good moderator. Great moderator. John Thomas says, Liam Neeson can do deadpan. He was great parodying himself in Taken and Ted. Horse Girls, please. Oh, yeah, Liam Neeson was great in Ted 2. Was it Ted or Ted 2?
Ted.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Dion. You got bumped. Oh, don't want to show the fucking basketball game and get sued from the ESPN. Yeah, Dion died. That scared him to death, Georgian. Or who requested that one? Sorry. John Thomas, you scared Dion to death. So folks, we're hosting a WCBS replacement party. Somebody in the chat entertain us and you can replace Dion for the night. But not
We'll just get Pete.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Call him right now. Liam Neeson, yeah, he's great. I'm very excited for this movie based on the trailer. I hope it's as good as I want it to be. Like, I am more excited for this than the Fantastic Four and any Marvel movie. It looks funny. I want to go have a good time. This is one of those things where I want us to see it for the channel, but I also want to go see it with a big group of people because those types of comedies are the best when it's 250 people chuckling with you.
Well, I mean, you could always, I don't know, we could always have the stabbing cabin during that time.
We should find out if it's the off season. Then we should just do that.
Yep.
I'd love to go see Naked Gun together and then go back to the stabbing cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we can do that
with the lazy river. I found the pictures of that one today, Nick.
The lazy. Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be for like 5 people, but it sleeps 25 people. It's just like this is what it's like to be, Ted Turner or Bill Gates or somebody. It's like I bought $1 million home to just walk around by myself.
There you go.
That's the shit I'm gonna do in the future. Aurora Uplinks has a great idea. Could we watch a movie as a community? I'd love to make that happen. I would love to have everyone on Twitch or YouTube talking about it as if we watched it, and even if we all rented it.
I think on Twitch, if it's like registered to or you connect your Amazon Prime account, you can do that. You can invite people to come watch a rented movie, with them and things like that. So
I have a Prime account. I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, I think we can totally do that.
Because it would just be so fun to kick back. Because we played around with Twitter Spaces for a minute, Nick, and we had the people just come on and hang out with us, and that was a pretty good show. I would love to have something like that where, let's just like, I don't know, Terminator 2. Everybody's got a good Terminator 2 story. We're all talking about the first time we saw it, our favorite parts. Like, that would be a lot of fun. Aurora Uplinks, I want to make that happen. I'd love to make it happen where it's like a regular thing too.
Yeah. I'll look into it and see what it requires, and we can definitely, try it out a couple times and see if people like it. I think they will, though.
Yeah.
I think they will.
We won't supply Jimmy John's, but we'll all get Jimmy John's, and we'll.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe we could get like a coupon code for everybody or something. Who knows?
That would be awesome. Like a Jersey Mike's. I only want to sponsor something I like. So Jersey Mike's.
That's fine.
A Jersey
That's
Mike's
fine.
coupon code for all who watch. That's a 2026 goal, Nick.
We can figure something out.
I just all I ask for in a return Jersey Mike's is just I would like free sandwiches for myself and all the guys on the show. I think that's fair. We would love to promote your show if we could just get those little cards that give us one free sub a day for the rest of our lives.
Free sub a day.
Oh,
I would only go there twice a week, Max.
Yeah, I know.
Aurora Uplinks also says, could we do live Let's Watches of the N Gun films?
Naked Gun.
Oh, Naked
Naked
Gun
Gun.
films. Oh, yeah. First, I thought you meant like the new James Gunn universe. I was like, I don't know how that's going to work legally.
No, Naked Gun would be awesome to do.
33 and a third. Final insult. Because it was the original one, then the Smell of Fear, then the Final Insult. It was weird, too. My mom didn't like that type of humor, so I didn't see them in theaters. But as a kid, I would see the commercials, and I wanted to see them so bad. Like, they looked great, even to a 5-year-old. I was like, this looks like it's the funniest thing ever. And it really, well, the first one's the best one by a lot. But the second and third one are still pretty fun.
well, yeah. The first one is the best one, easily.
I wasn't into that until you and I watched it one New Year's Day, partially hungover.
Yeah. Well, that was semi-recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like The Last Apartment. Like, D2 was alive. So, if we're going to gauge it that way. It was in his lifetime.
That's how you gauge it. D2 is alive.
I mean, yeah. You know, it's not the worst way.
That like of the parody films, I love Airplane the most. I could watch it all the time. It's so much fun.
I gotta look it up because I love Scary Movie more than I love those. Best parody movies. Because Scary Movie's great,
Yeah.
Not Another Teen
I don't-
Movie's great.
Well, and there's also Hot Shots. Hot Shots Part 2.
Yep.
Well-
Oh yeah, part D.
Yep.
You know what I'll tell you? I think the best parody movie of all time is Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. That movie's just great. That like
That's
is
pretty good.
that they consider Hot Fuzz a horror parody for some reason. If
That's
Hot
weird.
Fuzz is a parody movie, Hot Fuzz and the second Austin Powers and Tucker and Dale versus Evil, like those are legitimately great movies.
Yeah, the director of Tucker and Dale is doing did Clown in a Cornfield. That's coming out soon too.
We should do Killer Clowns from Outer Space in a Cornfield. I think we can get away with that.
I mean, we
copyright-wise.
could because the I think it's the Wachoto brothers or whoever their names are. They
Chiodo
keep saying,
brothers?
"Oh yeah." It's like, "Oh, we're gonna do a part 2." It's like you're never gonna do a part 2. Just give it to us and we'll do it. It's fine. Just give it to us.
If we had the budget for it, it would be a massive scale assault, like Independence Day style.
Oh my
And the
God.
movie would end with the killer clowns like capturing Earth on like a cliffhanger. So it's one of those like dark endings, and if it makes enough money, we'll do a sequel where then humanity fights back against the killer clowns from outer space in a very Planet of the Apes style.
Oh my God, that would
Rip-off.
I would love a Planet of the Apes style like killer clowns thing. That would be so much fun to do because you would see like it's one of those things like how seriously are you taking this?
Enough that people will pay $20 to come see it and
Yeah.
not be disappointed, because it's like we're going to give you a good story, but it's really funny, and the special effects are good too, so it doesn't kill the immersion, and you just you don't realize what you're watching.
Okay,
But you
all
love
right,
it.
all right. What would be the end scene for the first one where it's like you blew it up? What would be the statue they see that makes them think they're on Earth?
The Statue of Liberty, but at New York, and Vegas.
A KFC, and they see Colonel Sanders.
There you
That
go. That
face.
works too.
That face and the smile. They're like, no.
It's like
God
halfway.
damn
It's like halfway in
you!
It's like halfway in the sand. It's like no, you blew it up.
It's like you see a red, you see red, and then you see white, and then you're like, what's red, white, and then you see those glasses, and you're like, oh no, that. You're also in the South too, which would make it even funnier.
Oh gosh.
Come on. Enrique Vasquez, thank you very much. He says, Dion, fuck, marry, kill, Terminator, Dark Fate, Borderlands, or Snow White 2020.
Well, damn it. Killing Terminator. I guess yeah. Dark Fate's so stupid. I guess then I'll marry Snow White, and then I'll bang Borderlands. I had fun watching Borderlands because it's so bad.
Is that your Madam Web?
What was that?
Is that your Madam Web?
Yeah, for sure, easily.
Because I love that. That movie is so dumb, but I love it.
Yeah, dude. Borderlands is my Madam Web. It's just unbelievably chunks of a movie put together.
Nick, and don't you laugh. Madam Web is the movie that made me feel like a king. I was the only person in that theater. It felt like it was my basement in the future. Okay? I had my popcorn, I had my own theater, and I had Sydney Sweeney on the screen. It was
that's not bad. That's not bad having her on the screen. That's
It was a great Thursday. And that video did pretty well for a movie review that we did. So It was double win. I was like the only person to go watch that.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, that movie made $20 off of you only.
Yeah, it's still better than The Crow. Overkill.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Thank you, sir. Overkill161 says, wait, what? Today? Tuesday? Thursday was 2 days ago. It's a world-class time paradox. Great Scott. Dion, when is the last time you watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
We watched it. I did watch it last fall. We didn't go see it, but we watched it again, and then it was some. I think MSU was doing a little production of it or something, and we went and saw that.
The plaza here, I think it's like every third Thursday of every month they do the Rocky Horror Shadowcast.
Oh, is that why you won't be here next week?
No, it's not why. It's a really other reason.
I bet it is.
No, it's not.
I don't judge, man. You could make a convincing Frankenfurter. You're a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Who knows? Maybe you'll win another Grinder award doing it.
Yeah. Put him in the grinder, Kurt. That guy died, by the way. Did you see that? The
He
kid
did?
from Good Burger? The bad guy. Yeah, Kurt.
I didn't know that. Holy shit.
No.
Yeah, he died like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I saw it and I was like, man, rest in peace, that guy.
What did he die of?
Hold
Was
on
it
a
cancer?
second.
Did he, yeah. Thanks.
How did
Kendall.
Kurt from
Thanks.
Good Burger
Thanks,
die? He died on the 21st. Jan Schweitarm is an actor who played Kurt Bozell. Oh, he had stage 4 cancer, and he died at the age of 52.
Damn, and Nick was making fun of him. That's even worse.
You were the one making fun of him. Calm down, jeez.
He died in Missouri.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that should.
Where I want to go out.
Isn't there? Never mind. Thank you though, Overkill161. You helped us go down a time warp paradox talk, and now Dion's thinking about Rocky Horror Picture Show again. I haven't seen it, by the way, since 2012. We had to see it for college. It was it was a requirement to get to pass this class. So Joel and I went.
You had to see it? That's weird.
I didn't like. Okay, here's the thing. I already kind of knew what the movie was about because you can't not know the general premise of it. It's been parodied a million times.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of knew what I was gonna get, but it was one of those talk to the theater screen ones, like they do at the Room. So it was a fun experience. I didn't hate it. I've also never watched it again since, so I didn't really care to watch it again. But I like Susan Sarandon, and she looks good in that movie. So
she does. She does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think in Tennessee they do it in Knoxville there, and I think it's for like a week or something, and like sells it immediately. Like they put the tickets out like a month in advance or 2 months in advance, and like they're gone within minutes. It's crazy.
What you say?
Minutes.
So Georgian says Faces of Death at Walmart. Pfft, I bought the Andy Sedaris collection at Walmart years ago in an economy set format. If they only knew.
Yeah, there's the DVD box set of Andy Sedaris. That's I mean, it's if you want his movies and you wanted them now, that's how you'd get them. But they are also all on Blu-ray as well too. So I recommend that.
I am Mr. 4K, but I think I have
yeah, we know.
But I think I have slept on Blu-ray because I've gone back to watch some of my older Blu-ray discs, and if you got your settings on your equipment right, they really do look awesome. Like there's a couple of them that I'm like, I don't really need to upgrade this movie because it looks like I'm in the room with these actors. So yeah, I've been thinking about like picking up more movies just to get them cheaper now. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street's getting a new collection, but I'm like, maybe I'll get the old collection unless they do unless they put like more footage back in the movie. That's the only way I'd pay for the upgrade.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it as well too. Like if they've got a Blu-ray of something that's really old that I wanted, then yeah, that's fine. I'll pay a little. It's not going to be that bad. Because I feel like DVD's obsolete. They're not going to make any DVDs of stuff anymore. It's just Blu-rays and 4Ks now.
I do think I need to buy that Friday the 13th Blu-ray set one day when it goes on sale again.
Yeah, I mean, I would wait until this Christmas or Black Friday or whatever, and get it because I think it's
American Friday, Nick.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that. I am so sorry, Dion. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, Dion.
Yeah. Nah, man, I'm a black man. Hey, man. You did it right, brother.
Better than a bait man. That fucking commercial's so weird.
But I think it's under $100 now, and if I'm sure when it comes to that time of year, it'll be like maybe around $50 or $60. So yeah, I would definitely
$40 to $50 is a price I'm very happy to pay for the Jason movies.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've seen them all
multiple times.
Yeah, I talk shit about the Friday the 13th franchise. That might be the one I've watched.
You've probably seen them more than you've seen the Halloween movies.
Yeah, because the Halloween movies, one is the best horror movie I've ever seen, still to this day. And I don't consider The Thing a horror movie. I consider it sci-fi. That's the only reason I say that. But other than that, like the other ones, like 2, it's okay. 3 is good. But I am. Because I want to give John Carpenter double credit, Dion. But Halloween 4 on, they all suck dick, dude.
Yeah. 4 and 5 are weird. Cookie Woman. That was weird.
Danielle Harris did a good job as a kid actor, but she's not Jamie Lee Curtis. And she's not.
Right.
She's not the franchise. Like all these people are like, they should bring back Jamie Lloyd. She's dead. Like you can't bring back the character. She got impaled on that Thresher thing. She's gone.
Yeah.
But Nick, the Friday the 13th movies are all more entertaining. And that's all I care about at the end of the day. You got Crispin Glover and generic-ass side characters. Everybody dies. Miguel A. Nunez and his damn enchiladas. Like, all of this shit.
Chip Travolta.
Chip Travolta.
Kendo, the best part is John Travolta's actual nephew's in the next movie. I was wrong. I was one movie off. He's the guy that got stabbed through the head in the RV. That's a Travolta. A real Travolta.
Okay.
But Chip Travolta is...
Yeah,
it's a real Travolta, man. Thank you, Sejorjan, for being a real Travolta. Folks, if you want to be a real Travolta, press 1 in the chat. Aurora Uplink says, I would watch you guys watching scary movies 1 through 3. And I thank you for only picking 1 through 3 because they really fall off after a certain point.
They really do. They really do. 1 and 2 are done by the Wayans, and then 3 was the time they got shit on, and then it was done by somebody else. Yeah. I do like Haunted House though by them, and I thought those are really funny. Those are really hilarious.
Yeah, it was a great riff on Paranormal Activity.
Mm-hmm.
See, like the Wayans do horror so much better than like so many other people in general. It doesn't even have to be like just horror comedy. Like their horror is just well done across the board. They like know how to take the tension and then make it really funny, and you're just like, oh, this is completely entertaining. I wish they made more shit because they've produced so many different kids. Why can't they all just make, more stuff?
So you're saying the Wayans family has a huge reach and has had a huge influence over the history of entertainment because everything they have done has been fantastic. Keenan Ivory gave us In Living Color plus other things. Damon Wayans is always good. Sean Wayans, Marlon Wayans, they're always... You're right, they do. That's a great message, Jeff.
Kendo, I'm glad you said that word because here on this channel we have this button. Message!
And I mean, they also changed the Super Bowl forever.
They did.
That's true too.
Yep.
And they brought us J-Lo's booty. Thanks.
They did that.
I loved In Living Color as a kid and as an adult. I'm good. It's good.
Yeah.
Good entertainment. Go watch it, folks. Some of the references
that.
and jokes will be kind of dated, but they still land.
I mean,
real talk for a second, guys. What is the better sketch comedy show, In Living Color or Chappelle's Show?
you could. Well, I mean, you could also argue that without In Living Color, you wouldn't have Chappelle's Show. You could argue that.
That's
but then you can also
argument,
but then you can also throw in, well, without SNL, there would be no In Living Color, and you could just break it down that way. But like, let's just only argue the 2 seasons of Chappelle's Show versus the 5 seasons of In Living Color.
Yeah,
like you might have 5 years of good stuff, but you had like banger after banger after banger in a row. Like Chappelle's Show season 2 is legendary. There's not a bad episode. It's just like
I think if we're saying pound for pound, if we're saying pound for pound, I think Chappelle's Show is the better sketch show, mainly because the sitcom aspect was so ingrained in entertainment then that the lack of it is part of the charm of Chappelle's Show. So even though we heard the laughter of the audience, the sketches were usually pre-done. It wasn't live, so a lot of them weren't live. And then it was still, you had the stand-up aspect, so the crowd was there. People saw that there was a crowd, heard them laughing, but they were genuinely being made to laugh, as opposed to like a sitcom format. Even though the audience, I'm sure, was laughing their asses off at Living Color. But yeah, pound for pound, give me Chappelle's Show.
I'm gonna say In Living Color.
I don't blame you. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, because of just like the sketches that came out of it, the people that came out of it, like just the funny
fair.
shit, and just like I remember watching it every week and just being like, man, this shit is hilarious. You had the cop who was just the head and the little arms and legs. You had like the handicapped superhero. You had Jamie Foxx and his character. You had Jim Carrey and Fire Marshal Bill.
James Carrey.
James Carrey. But you had so many memorable like characters they had made up and kept going on and on throughout the show that it's just like, once again, Chappelle is great, but it's like there were so many wonderful characters I wanted to see every week on In Living Color.
So I lived through In Living Color as a kid and have gone back as a young adult and watched it when it was still on Comedy Central or whatever it was. They would run it, reruns of it. I lived through Chappelle's Show in college because that's when that came out. Is when I was in college. In the dorms, it was an event. It was new episode of Chappelle's Show. We're going to the Commons to watch it together. Both are great. I will never turn down watching either. But if I had to pick one, gun to my head, which one do you have to pick? You have to watch. I'm gonna go with In Living Color only because of the slight bias I have for having liked it before and first and for longer. That's the only reason why I'm picking. Fair. It's just I have a bias towards In Living Color over Chappelle's Show only because I got that first, and that's the only reason why I'm picking it. I could never tell you which one's the better one because I don't think you can really decide which one's the better one.
We're completely split then because it's 2 versus 2 because Dion and I are Team Chappelle and you guys are Team In Living Color, but we all win because both shows are great. Like
100%.
At the Stabbing Cabin, if all of a sudden we're like, hey, let's throw on a season of Chappelle's Show.
I'm gonna have to bring like my massive hard drive of shit just to like watch everything we want to.
You're like Data from the Goonies. You already have that shit. You got your Pinterest apparel, you got your bully blinders, slick shoes. Oh yeah, and my terabytes of storage.
Yeah, I actually. Oh yeah, I'm looking into like
computer. Give me 500 cigarettes.
If you want, I'll bring my volumes 1 through 5 of MXC so you can rip them as well.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll bring another laptop and just like sitting in the corner, just gonna rip everything I need to.
That's my favorite parody TV show. If you consider that a parody show, that and then Get Smart. Those are just
Get Smart. Get Smart is really good.
Classic.
Good. Yeah.
Our friend Enrique Vasquez says, Hail WCBS. So we're going back to the 90s where we had only 1 or 2 games that we had to share with our friends. Number 5 in detention, please. Well, folks, thank you for being patient. We are about to get into that Nintendo topic for tonight. So let me give Enrique his button presses, and then we will start. I'll answer that one first, and then we'll start talking about it, because I got a lot of shit to say about that, and not much of it is very good. So, what's the button you wanted? Oh, this one.
You had enough yet?
No.
That's another one.
So?
You just say the word, I'll keep going.
Go.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Mo.
Your mother was a...
Ho.
He was a famous clown.
Bobo.
Mitch, cut it out.
That's a good movie.
It's just funny.
It is. We should watch that, Dion, next time we're hanging out.
Dude, we have to now. We have to, because it's just
Because
every time
I'm sure Hillary loves that movie.
Oh, she does. She loves that movie too. It's just damn. It's just so good.
Let's introduce it to the kids. They'll be like, "What is this?" Just watch.
They
We were
need
your
it.
age when this came out.
Listen, they're gonna be teenagers, and they're gonna be young 20-year-old Negroes running out there, and they're gonna be like, we have all these references and we know what's funny because my uncles, my dad showed me hilarious movies with actually hilarious jokes. Didn't have boom, dong, boom bullshit in the background.
Oh, is that how Minecraft does its humor? Got it. I'm skipping it for sure.
It doesn't do the meme sound effects, but there are multiple times where you almost have the meme sound. You can tell that they were thinking about putting that shit in there.
Well, Enrique, here is your other button right here.
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker! And don't be pulling that falling down the stairs shit on me, you hear?
That would explain why he got
that.
into a chase with the cops. His rent was due, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what Burrell was doing on the side when he wasn't, being the police chief of Baltimore. Dion gets it.
Is that The Wire?
Yeah, that was.
And that was a beautiful Wire reference, by the way.
Yeah,
I need to watch
that was
it.
an audience of one that I was targeting for. That guy. I was like, I want to make Dion laugh.
It was so good. I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah. That's how he became so damn good in Baltimore.
Go figure. The white guy's targeting the black guy. Go figure.
A lot of that happened in The Wire too.
Yeah.
I doubt it's as good as The Sopranos, but I'm willing
Baltimore,
to give it a
baby.
watch.
Ooh, see, now there's where you could have
It's
a
the
great
game,
pop
baby.
culture debate argument, because I'm rewatching The Sopranos right now, so it'll be like my 4th watch through of that. I've done The Wire probably like 6, 7, 8 times at this point. It's shorter, so it's easier to get through, but at the same time, I don't know, man. Something about The Wire just hits way different than The Sopranos.
Well, I need to watch The Wire.
You do. You'll love McNulty and the Bunk.
Oh,
I've watched a couple episodes with you guys, like when the kid got beat up and went blind or whatever in the beginning, and something else. Like, we started watching that together, and then we drank and we ordered ice cream, and then we watched Gilbert Godfrey ask people if they're,
and we watched the
Flat Earth documentary.
the Flat Earth documentary.
Dion,
That was a great
Dion.
fucking trip.
join us. There we go. Thank you.
Oh, those people are stupid.
Yeah.
Dude, just like the climax of that documentary was like with the walkie-talkie and like they're fading to credits. I'm just like, oh, you idiots.
That is the only climax they'll feature in their life. So Nick, just leave it be.
I mean,
Hey,
yeah.
Oh man.
John Thomas, thank you for both of these. Without Skip Wilson, there'd be no SNL. I guess I haven't watched enough Skip Wilson. I know who that is. I know I could pick him out of a lineup, but you're right. Well, there's, these things influence other things. I just listened to a book on SNL earlier, well, it'd been late last year, and it was fascinating to learn the history of SNL and Lorne Michaels and who sleeps with who. That's all the book was really about.
And how much cocaine
they
they did
all
in the
love
back.
cocaine.
Yep. And I have listened to or read 4 books about John Belushi in the last year, and I didn't want to. I bought a book on Animal House. It turned out to be a biography on John Belushi, and then a little bit about the making of Animal House. Same with the Blues Brothers. I wanted to learn about Dan Aykroyd. They don't really tell you much about Dan Aykroyd, but you get every moment of John Belushi's life on record. The SNL one, and then something else. It just relays the same thing over. So I feel like I should write a dissertation on the guy. Nick, would you read it if I put the hours in?
Sure, why not?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm curious about John Belushi, so yeah, I'd read it.
John Thomas also says, laughing, granddaddy of them all. Sock it to me, Goldie Hawn. Yeah, she socked it to a lot of people. And there's, was it the sequin bikini things that she would slosh around on screen? I have watched that show maybe once or twice. Caught reruns back in the day. You guys ever seen Laughing?
I don't think so.
But young Goldie
My mom
Hawn.
used to watch it. Oh,
Nope,
good. I get
I
a
do not
doctorate in
know.
John Belushi studies from a prestigious learned university. This is a house of learned doctors. You're not a doctor. You're a big fat curly-headed fuck. God, that's a good movie. So, folks, as soon as Kendo gets back, we're going to start talking about the $90 Nintendo video games. Yeah, Nintendo has... Okay, Kendo's back. So, I got up normal, like I do every day, and I just so happened to have an alarm set to check out this Nintendo Switch Direct, because I like the Nintendo Switch. I bought that one on launch day after having skipped the Nintendo Wii U, and so I went in excited again for a Nintendo console, and I bought a dozen and a half, 2 dozen games. I enjoyed my Zelda quest. I love Smash Brothers. I had fun with some bullshit wrestling game. Like, I enjoyed the system. So it was already kind of a foregone conclusion that I was going to buy the next Nintendo, because, rumor had it that it would be a successor to the Switch. And so I thought, if I can plug it into my TV, if it's more powerful, that's all I want out of this. And so the Nintendo Direct showed the new games, which I didn't find exciting at all. But then they showed you the console, and then I saw the price, and I went, $500, $450 for a game console in this era. I paid that much for an Xbox Series X 5 years ago. Okay, this is what game consoles cost. So I was cool with, eating that loss. But then I found out how much the games are going to cost. And this is the point where I am done with Nintendo until they change policy or something happens severely. Because $500 for a console, no big deal. But $90 for a physical release of a Nintendo game and $80 for a digital release, that's bullshit. And that is not world class, and I refuse to buy this stuff. I have been seeing tons of people discuss this online. People want to say, oh, you're poor, the poor is this, and that. But a lot of people are going, hey, I am not cool with crossing this line into $90 Nintendo games and eventually $110 Grand Theft Auto games. Like, I personally am at a point where I'll buy 1 or 2 games a year and I'll keep my Game Pass membership, because gaming has become more of a passive hobby. I don't have time to play it hours on end a day. I can play a couple wrestling matches, maybe a couple rounds of Tony Hawk and a run through GoldenEye, because I play that way too much. But that's all I got time for. I don't have time to sit down and do 12-hour quests, 20-hour adventures, like all this shit, like weeks of my life. It's gone. I don't have that. So gaming has now pretty much taken me off the board. Not because I can't afford it, it's that these games aren't worth that much. Like, Mario Kart is Mario Kart, and is not a $90 value to me. I don't care how many times I play the damn courses and go around in a circle. It's Mario Kart. And this is just blowing me away. Kendo, you're the Nintendo guy. What was your initial thoughts when you heard about this?
So when they were talking about Switch 2, and we talked about this the other day, I was like, I don't have to have it on launch. It's not that I can't afford it. I can easily afford it, but it's just one of those, do I really want to spend $450, $500 on it? I mean, I've accepted that's how much a game console costs nowadays. That's what I bought my last 2 Xboxes for. Maybe the Xbox One was $400 or $300. I don't know, but it's like, I don't need it that bad. And then once the game prices hit at $90, I'm like, that's a drastic jump, because when I was a kid, I remember Nintendo games. When I was a kid, I remember that, Nintendo games were, $40-$50, and other games were 40 like $50, and that's kind of how.
Well, it's kind of how it was. Yeah, Kendo, you're correct.
That's kind of how it was. And then when the new generation consoles of Xbox came out, the prices went up to 60. So they went up incrementally to 60. Nintendo kept suit. They threw their Switch games out there for 60, and it's just like, so that's the new market reset. Okay, $60 for a game. If it gets me hours of entertainment, yeah, sure. Like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, did I get $60 worth out of those games? Yeah, I did. And I don't know if there's a game I didn't get that much out of because I don't buy games that often. I usually buy ones that I intend to play for a really long time. And then the $90 price point, it's like, that's a drastic jump. That's a 50% increase over what we're already paying for games. That I better get like the greatest gaming experience of my life out of this. So it's essentially made me go, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy another memory card for my Switch. I'm going to get a new set of Joy-Cons because mine are kind of worn out and it's a little bit of stick drift going on when I'm not using my Pro controller, because if it's I'm downstairs or whatever, I have to use the sticks on the side. And I'm just going to get more life out of my Switch because I'll just wait. And a couple of years when he's about to turn 5, I'll get the Switch 2 for the family for Christmas. And then I will spend $80. Will you stop? We'll spend $80 or so, $90 on Mario Kart because then, the whole family can play it. Me and him can play it. It'll be different when it's that because now I know I'm getting value for it because it's going to get played plenty. But that's when I'm worried about doing it because for me, I have other things I can spend at this point $500 to $550 on.
Dion, that's the question I had for you though. As a multi-Switch family, a family who's gone through more Switches than most people in this country, are you willing to eat a $500 per console expense on top of $90 games, or has Nintendo kind of priced you guys out for the time being?
It is an interesting situation in that, directly to Kendo's point that he just wrapped up, as a guy who uses it, as a guy who, multiple family members, if we get something like that in terms of buying the console and then buying multiple games within a reasonable amount of time, does this price me out? No, it doesn't. In terms of the amount of long-term entertainment that we get out of it. That being said, what it does is it makes me a very, very annoying consumer. So yeah, I might pay the original price for the console and we might buy a $90 game. Hell, it might be a game big enough that it gets the boys excited, it gets the girls excited, it either gets this chocolate son of a bitch excited. But it means I'm not buying games back to back. It means that this industry standard of highest prices, lowest quality on release level shit is going to hit harder. I might spend the money and get it, get the console for the wife. And then as time gets on, we get more games and then maybe get another one if the boys don't piss me off because they haven't broken anything. But if I buy, say, the next Zelda game and it's great, and then say you release another Smash Bros. And that bitch doesn't work, I'm not buying any more games for a long time. I'm going to watch releases and I'm going to wait until the next game comes out. So it's an interesting place to be. It's an interesting place to be. But yeah, to answer your question, no, it won't price me out. But I'm not gonna be, the game community in general is still rebounding from the microtransaction thing. So if I gotta spend $9 a game, and Nintendo's better about it, but if you release a game, Nintendo, on this damn platform that isn't finished, I sure as shit am not buying I can tell the little kids, yo, shut up. We spent $9 already on our game for the year. we buy one game a year because Nintendo is trying to price everybody out. I'm not giving my money until that shit is tip top shape. And especially now, that hurts studios. So,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
well, they're putting a lot of eggs in this basket. I'll say that with this price point, they're putting a lot of eggs in this basket.
Very beginning of the game. Anyway.
So my biggest complaint beyond the game price is this is an incremental upgrade. Like this on the left is supposed to be switched to, and it's supposed to. And here's the thing, Nick, because I hear you chuckling in the background. Instead of giving us new games, this press release, this Nintendo Direct, it showed you Metroid, which is going to come out on the regular Switch, and it showed a new Donkey Kong game. Other than that, I believe every game that was shown was either on PlayStation 4 or 5 or Xbox. There wasn't anything new. And what they did show you was that you can pay to upgrade your old video games. I believe it's $30 a game you have to pay. And you can upgrade Zelda, which is the biggest scam in history because the fucking Zelda, from the first one to the second one, it's the same game, except you can go to the sky or go to the underneath world. I already felt like I got hosed on $70 worth of that game because it was cool, it was fun, but was it really worth $70? No, the map was the same map. The idea of putting the things together and, using the batteries and flying around, was it cool? Yeah, it was cool. Was it narratively a quality story? Yeah. But it was almost the same game 1-to-1. And after I beat the story, I'm running around the same fucking field doing the same fucking shit. That's where Nintendo has really lost me. Because I will spend $500 without batting an eyelash. But when this is your selling point, oh, we're going to upgrade your old games. And they shouldn't have ever been as shitty as they were in the first place. Like, Nintendo is so behind with their Power game. And that doesn't matter to families. That doesn't matter to your average consumer. But now that Nintendo wants to play and catch up, this is your best foot forward, re-releasing an 8-year-old video game. That's lame. All of that shit is lame. Like, show me a game like a Smash Brothers. Show me something that I have to have. Then I can maybe understand, like, oh man, this new Zelda that's like everything I could have ever wanted is $100. That's gonna be 100 hours of gameplay. That would be a harder sell, but not this bullshit. Nintendo's made
this
it
is not enough
to
get me to spend money on this at all. This is not enough.
No, and it seems like Nintendo's pulling an Apple, like you said, incremental, like advancements. That's what Apple does. Apple does the exact same thing. It's like, oh, from iPhone 17 to 18. Oh, there's 2 more megapixels on the camera. The phone's going to be another $500. Hope you like it. It's like, we're getting real tired of this shit. And I think people, I love the memes in response to this whole Nintendo thing because people have just been hosing them, all over the place. And I love it because it just shows like, we're way more money conscious now than we've ever been. And people want more for it. And especially we've been like Dion said, have been hosed from, like the microtransactions. I think we're still reeling from the fact that we keep getting incomplete games. Like where we pay $60-$70 a game, and that's just to download it. That's not even for a physical copy, just to download it, and the game will like halfway work. And we're getting really tired of that too. And I think the smart money right now, if it does happen, is on Xbox with them collaborating with Steam and having their Xbox be a Steam box, because you'll have basically infinite games and be able to play whatever you want. And I feel like that's the way to go. What Nintendo, I feel like, has always been like, they've always been behind, and they've been behind for a long time now. I know that they're nostalgic. I know people love Zelda. That's cool. That's fine. But $90 for a game, hell, I remember when the thing happened where it went to $60-$70. People bitched then too, and that's still too much. It's not. It's just not where people are at. They don't want to spend the money on this thing, like you said, that was incrementally better than the last one, and it's not really that big of a difference. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're really going to miss the mark here. I don't think the sales are going to be as big as they say that it's going to be.
No, I'm remember, everyone says, well, Nintendo's never failed. Remember the Wii U? Not that long ago, Nintendo put out a console that failed miserably because they missed the mark. And if you didn't watch the Nintendo Direct, guys, you would have missed that the first 30 minutes of it was about the social aspect of this thing, where you can plug in a $60 USB camera. And the big selling point of this console, too, is, hey, you can talk without a microphone. And if somebody in the background's using a blender, it's going to cancel out their noise and they're still going to be able to hear you talk.
Bull fucking shit. They do not have that level of technology. I'm sorry. It's Nintendo. I don't believe it.
This is their Xbox One moment where they are really fucking up. Because it's like, and Nick, it gets worse. But first, I don't give a shit that the microphone picks up this. I don't talk to people when I play video games. I really don't want to sit and hear people talk to me. I'm playing a video game because I want to play a video game, not hang out with my friends. I'll do those things individually or play a group game.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they show this camera that you plug in. And they're trying to show that you can watch your friends play their games as you play your games, which is fucking stupid because the frame rate. Even in the tech demo, they couldn't fake it, Nick. It was like 20 or 15 frames a second. It was so choppy. It was almost like a parody. It was like something you would make as a joke on YouTube. That's the official Nintendo press release. It was an embarrassment.
Okay. So what happened is that Nintendo bought Skype, and they're using that for their video service. Gotcha.
But they couldn't even lie in the presentation, man. They show, at least they're honest. But it looks so shitty. And that was their big half an hour selling point. And then you're like, let's show you some games. And they're like, okay, Metroid's going to be released. Cool. Oh, it can do 4K and 120 frames a second. That's cool. All right, I'm on board. And then it's like, hey, look at all these games that are already out, and then that. And that's it. That's all she said. All she wrote. I hope the Xbox gets a Steam account situation, and I want to play that.
Dude, everything you're telling me sounds like Nintendo's going the route of Apple, where they nickel and dime the fuck out of you for mediocre improvements and very incremental improvements. That's what it sounds like. They're turning into Apple.
It's worse than it's ever been because, when you're a kid, the Super Nintendo to the N64, your opinions aside of the console, I'm not, here for that right now. But if you play a game on one of those consoles versus the other, they're completely different looking. Yeah. You can't mimic anything on that chip that's in Star Fox looks great, but Star Fox 64 blows it out of the water. They're not really comparable experiences. There's no first person like there is GoldenEye on the Super Nintendo. It was a huge jump. The jump to the GameCube was a little better. It was worthwhile. You could definitely notice right away the 3D models looked good. But then it just kind of stopped. The Wii was just a gimmicky GameCube. And the Wii U was just a gimmickier Wii. And the graphics were all a generation behind. And I don't need my Nintendos to be the most powerful. I just need them to have games that are new and exciting. And I just can't justify anything they're showing me. Super Mario Kart World or whatever it's called. Oh my God, it's an open world Mario Kart. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's still Mario Kart. Which you could play with 24 people, but it's still Mario Kart. We all have owned Mario Kart games and have played them a lot. There's only so much Mario Kart you can play. And then you're just like, fuck, I gotta play something else. Mario Kart is not your it's like an ancillary title. You buy Super Mario 64 because you want to get into something fun, and then you buy Mario Kart because you want to have your friends over and show off your new Nintendo. But you don't sit and play it by yourself for 12 hours. And that's what you take away when you have a $90 version. You have to limit. Dion, you said, oh, we get our annual game. That really limits the idea of an annual game for me. Because I buy my wrestling game once a year, and then maybe I'll pick up a couple digital games. But Nintendo wants, if their digital games were $60, I guess I would just go the digital route and shut up. But the fact that they're $80 for a digital fucking game, no.
This is entirely out of hand, and they're really dropping the ball. I'm going to be very curious about the pre-sales and how they've been, or if they've even started, or what's going on with that.
Well, the pre-sales are actually interesting, Nick. They're trying to fight the scalpers. So to get the first set of pre-orders, you have to have had a Nintendo account for, I think it was 6 to 12 months. You had to have 50 hours of gameplay. You have to be registered to receive all this shit.
So it's okay, that's fine. Okay, I mean, fuck the scalpers. I that's fine.
Really,
what if? Yeah, but what if somebody sees this and they're interested, and even with the ridiculous price points, and they want it, they're just SOL.
No, you have to go to Best Buy and fight off there. But Nintendo is offering if you're a Switch owner, they're coming directly to you to say, hey, do you want to buy this console? here's your chance without dealing with the scalpers. So I think that's a pretty awesome move, personally.
It is, but it also it's the same thing that fucking Ferrari does. Like, you have to have so many Ferraris before you buy a Ferrari, and like it's the whole thing that happens with that too. Like, it's just one of those things where it sounds like they're doing that.
But so does anybody with a Ferrari now?
I never owned one, so I can't say if I like it or not, Kendo.
I mean, I think it's a good idea to, keep people from buying up all the Switches. And
100. No.
Christmas time. I think that's
100%. Yeah.
I am not overwhelmingly excited for the console because of the price point, especially the price point of the games. As somebody that has historically bought multiple versions of the same game, I've bought Ocarina of Time 3 times, 64 on my 3DS, and then bought the digital download version for, I think it was my Wii U, only to turn – I think it was my Wii U or was it my Switch, only to turn around and get the 1 month family plan thing for our online thing with the expansion pack to be able to play anytime I want. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I could have sworn I bought it digital. Oh, yeah, I did buy it on Wii U when it was that. So, yeah, I bought Mario Kart on Wii U. I bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. So, yes, I have bought the games multiple times. Looking at this, does this make me want to go, man, in a couple of years when I feel like playing Breath of the Wild through again, I totally want to buy it on Switch 2 for $90 because it looks so much better? No. I will just be like, I'm just going to play it on Switch because at this point right now, if I get a message from Nintendo that says, hey, you've had a Nintendo account for 10 years, which it's probably been about 12 years at this point. You've owned all these consoles. You've had a Switch since like the day after they came out. You play your Switch on a regular basis. We want you to be, further up in the queue to get a Switch 2 because we want to keep people from gouging people. I'm going to think about that. I don't think I'm going to jump. It's going to be really hard for me to make that decision because.
And here's a funny thing. Somebody who's who's had Nintendo and things like that long. You yourself could just buy it and sell it if you wanted to.
I could.
I'm just saying it's an option.
But then that makes me no better than the scalpers, Nick. So there you go, folks. You heard it here first. Nick endorses game scalping.
No, I'm
Go
just
figure. An Indian liking scalping.
I was going to make that joke. Thank you for beating me to the punch.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's an option because like I'm sure like some people might do that too if they have a Nintendo account and they've been offered to buy it before everybody else.
Here's the thing though. If I buy it and I'm like, man, I'm going to turn around and sell this for double the money, I could do that. But then in a few months when I'm like, man, I wish I had that Switch 2, I'm going to have to pay double the money to get a damn Switch 2 if I have to have it right then and there. So,
but you don't.
I think.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, exactly. You don't.
I know I don't. But like I said, I'm going to think about it. I will not be buying one just to turn around and scalp it myself. That is a terrible idea. I don't want to do that. Plus, I guarantee you, because all these game systems nowadays come with an attached like serial number and stuff like that too. If you pre-order it through Nintendo, I guarantee they tie your serial number to it, so that way if you do turn around and do that, they can find out that you did that.
Oh, 100% they will. Yeah, 100% they will. Yeah, because it seems like they're like I said, they're turning into Apple. They would 100% do that. They would definitely do that.
I could see that, but it makes me go with my idea that I'm going to have to think long and hard about pre-ordering it. And then 2, I might just upgrade my Switch, get a new battery pack for it, get another memory card, get new Joy-Cons, and then just buy the games on Switch because they should hopefully still be $60. And then I will just ride that pony until the legs fall off of it and I have to buy a Switch too.
Or you just get a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Or I just get a Steam
Republic
Deck.
of Gaming Ally or whatever that is.
Yeah. But, yeah. That's the best thing. Or you can just get a very small, powerful PC and like a couple of Bluetooth controllers. Then you're good to go. And it's not going to cost you as much as a Switch 2 for sure.
Yeah, that was my plan for my PlayStation 2. I was like, I don't want to upgrade to PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3, there's nothing great about it. So I'm going to, just live this dream and ride this one until the wheels fall off. PlayStation 2. It's been 23 years and it still works as perfect as the day I brought it home. So I'm not really all that worried about it.
Dude, I've been playing Red Dead on my PS4 for the past month now. I love it. It's great.
I need to finish that game. I bought that at launch. I got overwhelmed. I stopped playing it because it was too big of a game. I'm worried about GTA 6, and if it's like $200 when it comes out next year.
Yeah, God.
It probably will be like $200.
That's the fucked up part is that's the one game I really do want to play, but I actually know that I can control myself because I played every Grand Theft Auto for a minimum of like 50 hours, probably 100 for like GTA San Andreas. I know I put 1,000 hours into that game, and you're like, well, that's insane. Well, I know I put over 200 and change on the PS2 version. Then I had it on PC, and I played the shit out of that because I knew how to mod it. Then I bought it again on the PS3, the PS4. I had it on Xbox for a while. I also have it on my phone through Netflix, and I bought it at one point on my phone. So when it comes to rebuying games, I don't really mind because I don't dislike playing my favorite games on the next system. Like that's why I do it. It's not because I need them to be like super upgraded. Like I was pretty content with the original version of San Andreas. But that's the thing. Like I know I'll be able to hold back because they always put those games on sale. And so when GTA drops to like the normal price of $60, then I'll bite. I'll be like, yep, now it's time to buy Grand Theft Auto because I don't want to do the online. I don't like GTA Online at all. I bought 5 on launch. I bought it on launch for the PS4 because I bought that fucking game twice, and I played the shit out of it for years. Hell, Dion knows this is the truth. I played that game so much that when I moved to California, I knew where I was because I played so much Grand Theft Auto. I was like, oh, I know where the fuck I'm going. So
yeah.
I loved me some of the GTA 5. I was super into it. I even knew how to do director mode and blow people up and everything. But don't fuck us over, Rockstar. If anything, be like the PS4. Let Nintendo get all this hate for a $90 Nintendo game, and then you swoop in with GTA 6, the highest selling game of all time, for like a cool $65. No, $69.99. Literally play into the joke of how raunchy it is. Do the 69 special. People be like, holy shit, I'm buying GTA 6 for $69.
Yeah.
And it's going to make $1 billion in a couple of hours, and then everyone's just going to keep buying the game, and you sell through volume-wise. And then, do your shark cards and do all your shit, but get people in on a lower introductory price. And then people like me that don't do online can enjoy my game and then move on with my life. It's a win-win for consumers.
Agreed.
There you go. 69.69 says Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, they was always predicting higher with GTA 6. So we'll see how it goes.
Come on, Rockstar. Don't let me down. You redeemed yourself with so many good games. Just don't fuck us over. You're one of the great ones. Okay, so that's it. We talked about all the gaming stuff. We talked about the trailers. We talked about Minecraft. Guys, let's see. Let's check in with the audience. So, we have a question for our friend Mr. Cleo. So it says, Mr. Cleo, will Avatar 3 make over $1 billion, and will Jeff ever get the Nintendo Switch 2? So, folks, let me call to the mystic arts, to the darkness that is the one Mr. Cleo.
Yeah, boom, Mr. Cleo. What we gotta do
Are you even smoking some cigars?
Hold on. I got hit me at the last minute. Shit, out of nowhere. I gotta get in. Call me now. We're back here with the Kyods because the Kyods don't lie. You're a Libra, aren't you, darling? Anyway, boom, the ting here about the Avatar tweet. What we got to know here, boom, McCly. For whatever reason, the Kias don't lie. When I pull out the Kias, I see the $, boom, McCly. And that white man know how to make $1 billion. We don't know why, but the Kias don't lie. And the thing about Nintendo Switch 2, thing about Jeff, he's a Libra, ain't he, darling?
I am.
Give him a good game, he'll get it. The Kias don't lie. But a mercy.
These have been the wise words of Mr. Cleo. I love Mr. Cleo. Folks, thank you for summoning our favorite soothsayer, our mystic, the mystic of bullshit, Mr. Cleo.
Bullshit.
We got to put that on a shirt. The mystic of bullshit, Mr. Cleo.
The mystic of bullshit. I can dig it.
We should also we should modify the Joe Hendry thing because it's like say his name and he'll be there. I believe in Joe Hendry. It's like say his name and he'll be there. I believe, and then we get the guy from the Clerks cartoons, the Mr. Leo guy, and just redub it as Mr. Cleo, and then it pops up.
The clap. I'm down.
And
Remind me when we have our next meeting.
And then click it back to Joe Hendry's, and then there you go.
Dion loves it.
Coming now.
Kendo, let's talk about that later so I can make sure I put that on our show upgrade. Carlos Estrada, thank you very much. Joy-Cons are $90 for a pair. Jeez.
Yeah, they're expensive as hell.
All I would do is if I was going to buy this console, if there was a game, if the game was just $60 and whatever, I'd probably buy this thing right away just for fun, but it's not worth it. But I want a Pro Controller, and I want to have that thing docked. I never play the Switch in handheld mode. Like, I don't take it to the bathroom. I don't do anything. It just sits there because I like to play on the big screen.
You mean you don't play it in the bathtub? You don't do that?
I know someone who does.
Yeah, he's a little shorter than me. Nick, I'm a little too tall for the bathtub. You've met me. That's why I have to shower, as my head sticks out. So I can see over everything. Jason Voorhees wouldn't get me.
Almost ended up in the orphanage in Toledo.
I don't close my eyes when I shower, Nick. I don't close my eyes when I sleep either. Okay. I just don't sleep anymore.
There have been times after beating the drum where your eyes didn't close all the way and you were just.
Yep. I was still watching the movie, bro.
That sounds like you, Dion, because whenever we get together, that first day of us getting together every time is always just you being real excited, and all of a sudden, you just fall asleep on the couch. Yeah. We'll just leave you on the couch and make sure you're on your side or whatever.
Breaking it in that first night, my eyes closed.
Because you don't slow down for night two. By morning two after breakfast, you're ready for more. You got a beer at breakfast.
Right.
And you're just
I go into it. My body's ready to do some damage.
Just wait till we get together next time.
Let's go. 2
men enter, 1 may leave, or neither. We might do it too.
Right. We're not gonna make it out of this one, Sundance.
All right, let's do this anyway. We're in front of that Bolivian hut. Yeah, the $90 Joy-Cons are just also a deal breaker for me. I don't like the Joy-Con features. I don't take part in Nintendo's bonus. Yeah, they're the best.
The majority of us like the Pro Controllers.
Yeah, it's a good controller, man. Eric, that's pretty funny. So, guys, we have hit everything we need to hit. We have checked in with the audience. We are all caught up. And it's also our second show of the week. So, folks out there in Radio Land, hit that thumbs up button to let us know that you enjoyed a double dose of world-class bullshitters this week. Why? Because it was April Fool's. That's our joke to you. More quality entertainment. So hopefully you laughed along with us because we've had 2 great shows this week. I'd like to thank everybody who came out to support the show, who was a part of the show. We had a great time, and we hope you did too. So, guys, is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Free yayo.
No, man.
Nope. All good.
All right. So, folks, thank you for watching. We're going to play you out with the Val Kilmer ending tonight. But remember, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
You think it's getting too weird around here?
Absolutely.
I didn't notice.
I like it.